if you're looking for ways to grow more food and you want to know about building a raised bed, that's what we're going to talk about today. I built that one behind me and I am growing a ton of food in it, which is fantastic. Plus I'm growing it in my front yard, which is even more fantastic-er, or just way better. Anyways, so this is what we're going to talk about in this video, how to build a raised bed. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Kiri and I'm a micro homesteader in Zone 5B in Ontario. On this channel, I like to talk about all things micro homesteading, from growing your own food, both outdoors in the garden and indoors hydroponically, as well as other ways that you can become just a little bit more self-sufficient and reduce your reliance on the grocery store. So if that's your thing or something you're interested in, or it's something you want to be your thing, then go ahead and hit subscribe and the notification bell so that you will know when I post videos in the future, and then you won't miss anything. So what we need to talk about today is how I built that fantastic raised bed behind me. And I'm going to show you guys the steps of what I did. This is actually a no-dig bed, but the process is pretty much the same. If you do want to till your garden, that is a personal choice. You do you. I am switching to no-dig. I will do a separate video on why I am doing that. The great thing about the method that I used, you can literally put it anywhere. Even if you had grass or weeds, you can put a bed down pretty easily. So that's what I'll show you. Okay, so this is where the garden, the new vegetable garden, is gonna go. I have my prized peony there that still needs to come out, and a couple more of the irises. Oh yeah, and one more peony over there. So got some work to do on that. Like I said, just getting it ready. This will be the last time this bed is dug. After that, it's going to be on no dig, and we're just waiting on picking up the wood, and we already got the corners delivered. So a nice 6x8 vegetable bed going in there. Well, the compost is here. It's about to get dumped, and then I'm gonna have a lot of work to do. Is what I'll be doing all day. 3 yards, mushroom compost. So I gotta finish digging all this stuff out. All down there. Yeah, I got some digging to do. And then I can start shoveling the dirt. So digging, and then more digging. Much digging later, we have a clean slate. We'll find a new home for those bearded irises. And then the cardboard's going down. I'm finally going to get rid of all of the cardboard haul that is in the basement and that one giant one that's been an eyesore on my porch for far too long. And if you're wondering why I'm putting down the cardboard, essentially it's to act as a weed barrier. So we're gonna put that down. We're gonna put all the compost, all the mushroom compost on top, and then that will basically, hopefully, the idea is that it kills the weeds and they don't have a chance to grow through. So we'll see how it works out, but that's the plan. Well, it looked like a lot more until I put it down. Thankfully, I have a lot more in my cardboard haul, but as a start, we're gonna wanna make sure that we overlap any of the edges. And I have very tediously removed all of the tape and all of the staples and everything out of this so that it's just the cardboard. I'm gonna throw a couple of shovelfuls of dirt on this, I think, to hold it in place. Did you cut the wood without waiting for me to film it?
Yeah.
There's the wood that's cut without being filmed, but pretty much we just cut it 2 pieces to 6 feet.
Yep.
And 1 piece to 8 feet. And those are the dimensions we're going with because he did it unattended. You were supposed to wait.
Someone's got a case of the supposed.
All right, so I was feeling a little fancy, so I got these corners that are gonna go on. The wood just fits in and you screw it in. Super easy. You 100% do not need this. I am round at the strawberry bed, and this is another option you have to 45 the corners. So you can definitely do that if you do not want to get said fancy corners, which are not at all required. You just need to make a box. And the easiest and simplest way to do it is to just butt up your corners and then just screw through here into this side. I would do this side as the front and then have the 2 edges on the side. But yeah, that's the cheapest and easiest version. Just butt the corners together. You know what? I was feeling fancy, so we're gonna try these guys out. That. I still have to deal with that. Weirdo. Okay, so these things are super easy. They literally just slide on, and then you just line them up with one edge, and then the hubby is gonna come and with the provided screws, attach them. Alright. Okay. New measurement. Alright, first one is in place. We decided to move it here rather than trying to carry a three-sided fiasco. Okay, so the first three sides are in. Bacon's not happy about being inside when we're outside, so there's some more work to do. I'm just gonna lay down the rest of the cardboard. The reason there's only three sides on it right now is because originally we were gonna have this flip the other way and just kind of attach it to the porch, but we decided to order another piece of wood, and then we're gonna use up the extra corners and do it a proper square, so we're waiting on picking up the wood. That there's some good shoveling, mister.
Thank you, little lady.
This is the cat and litter box technique for getting the dirt out. Okay, so we're not doing too shabby. Had to take a break, a beer break. We're waiting on getting the pickup order from Home Depot for the other piece of wood, so we don't want to get too much further forward, because otherwise it's going to be a nightmare attaching it. There's a lot of mushroom compost to move, but it's a lot lighter than the soil I got before, and mushroom compost is just amazing for growing in. So it's definitely gonna be interesting to see how this bed progresses and how it grows. But yeah, let's go look at the pile. Okay, so we are making some progress. Feels like more until you put it on video, but yeah, that's where we're at. Most of this is going in the backyard anyways. Okay, so we've had a wardrobe change. It's been like 2 months. And the raised bed is done and growing phenomenally. So here's what happened. When the hubby went to get this piece of wood here for the raised bed, they tried to pawn off pressure treat instead of the cedar we ordered. He was in a crappy mood when he got back. And then it disintegrated into an argument, and I don't have any video of putting that in, but it got done. And all we did was add on the other two corners and attach them, and then finish filling it. And then a lot of planting happened. So let me show you what's in here. So I put in some of these giant sunflowers because honestly you can't have enough giant sunflowers. I have one Chinese eggplant, or the Chinese string eggplant. I have a couple growing down there. These guys can get like 10 centimeters long, I think. So they're probably getting about ready. Loads of basil. This is a Thai basil. It smells amazing. I have some Genovese basil. So the idea for this bed was to be mostly peppers, which it is. There are a few of these dwarf tomatoes. This is the Metallica tomato, which I grew for the metalhead husband because it's called Metallica. I have no idea how it tastes, but we will give it a try. And then I have a dwarf Edith stone, a dwarf peppermint stripes, and a dwarf Marilinga, I think it is. I also have this candy cane pepper with the variegated leaves because I honestly can't get enough of variegated leaves. The peppers are also variegated, if you can see them down there, and they're growing pretty well. This side is a few sweet peppers. It's mostly hot peppers over there, which is good, I thought, because it's lots of sun out here, that it would be perfect for planting these. But then something happened. One of the things I love to do at the end of the season is to go to the nursery or to the little ones that pop up in the grocery stores and get my permaculture cheap when they're closing down. So I normally get my berry bushes and all sorts of stuff like that. This year they also had some potatoes and I couldn't resist. They were like $1 for a bag. I didn't go through my normal process that I would with the potatoes of cutting them up and then letting them dry, and I will do a separate video on how I plant potatoes next spring. I just chucked them in, and because this bed behind me is all just the aged mushroom compost, it's pretty rich soil. And then potatoes are doing good, like really good. So there was very beautiful square foot planting with everything properly spaced out. And then I jammed a bunch of potatoes in. So we'll see what we get. It's an experiment in chaos, but I'll show you the potatoes. So pretty much where there was space, I jammed in some taters. So we've got them all here, all along here. There's some over there, there's some over there. There's some more over there too. Taters everywhere. So we'll see what we get out of here. And these little bastards, these guys are bad. Japanese beetle. What I do is I pick them off and dump them into a mason jar with soapy water. But really, to get rid of them, I'm gonna need to apply some nematodes. But these guys are assholes. And they apparently like my potatoes, but they typically, from what I've seen, go after the grapes, raspberries, and my beans. Let me know down in the comments below if you have built your own raised bed. Did you use the fancy corners like I did? Did you 45 them? Did you butt them up? Did you even do a raised bed out of something else? I've been looking at some metal ones that I might be putting one in the backyard. So let me know about your raised beds. How did you build them? Are they no dig? Do you till them? I'm just curious to know what other people are doing, and then other people can learn from what's in the comments, and then we're just helping each other. Okay guys, so that's pretty much it for how I built my raised bed. I am loving it. Just having that little bit of extra space out front to plant and grow some more food is pretty damn good. I'm gonna weigh everything that comes out of this front bed just to see how much I was able to grow out here. So I will do an update on that once I start harvesting. And hopefully you found that helpful. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, because as you know, YouTube loves that. And then it helps me reach more people. I have hair in my mouth. Okay, anyways, so carrying on, it helps me reach more people. And if you didn't already, please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. And as always, don't forget to enjoy the little things and go out there and make food grow. Bye guys.